Hey, and welcome to Pixel Gym. My name's Tyler, and this is episode 4 of my sketch series. Today, we will be discussing save and autosave. Autosave is a nifty feature in Sketch, but it can be kind of controversial, and I'll explain why. But first, let's see how you turn it on. You go to Sketch, you go to Preferences, and on the first panel, General, right at the top, Autosave. And like it says, it's a system feature that automatically saves your files at regular intervals. I'll explain why it's good, and then I'll explain why it's bad. So if it's good, let's say your computer runs out of battery, or Sketch quits unexpectedly, or maybe your computer just crashes, it'll save your work, which is great. So if I were to make this bigger and then close out of it without saving, Sketch would save that. It would save that change. The bad news, though, let's say you made this, let's say you mistakenly made this like that, and you mistakenly made it this color, and you didn't want these, and you close Sketch thinking that it's going to get rid of those. It's going to discard those changes. Well, if you close Sketch and hit Command Q, Sketch doesn't ask you. It doesn't ask you if you wanted to save that or anything. It just did. So if you open it back up, you'll see right there in that little thumbnail, it saved it, and there it is. And these are rather obvious mistakes, but in a document that you have that's large, these could be very subtle mistakes you might not even notice, and you didn't think they got saved, but they did. The good news is that you can go back to a previous version. And the way you do that is go to File, Revert to, and you do Browse All Versions. This is pretty crazy. It takes you here. This is your current document on the left. On the right is all the versions. So we can go back. We can restore this one, which is something I did earlier. You can see how far you can go back. I mean, you can go back to boom, and there you are, right back to this one. The cool thing, though, is before you hit restore, you can actually, for instance, you could copy this square, hit Command C, then go back to this and paste it. You can resize it, you can move it. So the documents on the right, you can restore them like the whole document, or you can just borrow aspects of them. Like, I want to keep this square, or I want to keep this circle. And then you just go back to your current document. That's pretty cool. For now, we'll just hit restore. So let's say we want to go back to this, we hit restore. It brings this document back. And boom, there we go. The last thing I want to talk about is save. And the way save works. So it works just like any other program for the most part. When you create a new document, you hit Command S, it'll ask you what you want to name it and where you want to save it. After that, when you hit Command S or you hit save again, it'll just update that document. It'll just keep overwriting it. Let's say you want to do something kind of wacky. Let's say you want to try a new idea, but you don't want to save it to your original document. So let's say you want to make this green and show it to your client, but you don't want to save it to your original document. Well, you might think, okay, well, I'll just make a new file, but you'll notice there's no save as. And typically save as is the way you would do this. You would save a new version. You might be thinking, well, duplicate, maybe that's the same thing. Maybe Sketch just has different terminology. Well, the problem with duplicate is it will save a duplicate version of your original. So it won't save the changes. So it won't, in this case, it won't save that green triangle we just made. The cool part is now if you hold down the Option key, duplicate gets replaced with save as. And this is the kind of save as you know and love. You click on it and it asks you where do you want to save it and what do you want to call it. So now you can call it something like Practice V2, version 2. And now you have these two different versions that have maybe vastly different aesthetics. I'm not going to save that because it's just an example, but that's how you would do it. So, and it looked like if you held down Option, you can also do Close All. So I guess it opens up secret menu items by holding down Option. Just strange that Sketch would hide that, but that's how you do it. Kind of a useful feature if you want to create a new version, but you don't want to use duplicate, which doesn't really do it the right way. Well, I think that's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment. But until next time, thanks guys. See ya.